Good morning. We'll resume the session of fundamental rights. Let me straight away open the document and talk to you. Yesterday, we have initiated part 3 of the Indian Constitution, and we came to know that Articles 12 to 35 of the Indian Constitution, they are speaking about the fundamental rights. And we have listed out all the fundamental rights what we had in the original Constitution. The number was 7. Later, one fundamental right was deleted through 44th Amendment. Hence, today's number is 6. Yesterday, we have seen what is a right to equality. That was the fundamental right, number 1. By putting Articles 14 to 18 together, it was called one fundamental right. That was the right to equality. Now, we'll try to see rest of the rights what we have. The second one is the right to freedom. What exactly is this? Let's try to understand. So we are going to have a discussion on Articles 19, 20, 21, and 22. These 4 articles put together is called one fundamental right, that is the right to freedom. Let me open the document straight away for you. We'll look into this and we have a discussion. Look at this. So right to freedom, so this is mentioned under 4 articles 19 to 22. When it comes to Article 19, look at this. This is considered to be one of the very, very important articles for the freedom of expression. And this article is talking in terms of the protection of 6 rights. Each individual has been given a sort of protection, and that has been expressed in the form of 6 rights under Article number 19. Let's try to look into this. Look at this. Kindly remember, this is the article which is very, very important for our examination point of view. Very frequently it comes into the news. Look at this. A right to freedom of speech and expression. This is mentioned under Article 19, Clause 1, Subclause A. Like this, we'll have Clause 1, Subclause B, Clause 1, Subclause C. So we are going to have a discussion regarding all the things. But otherwise, if you look at this, the right to freedom of speech and expression. What do you mean by this? Every individual in the country has the right to speech and expression. Meaning, we have the right to criticize others. We have the right to express our opinion on any issue that is happening in the country. Maybe it is the central government, maybe it is the state government. We have the right to express ourselves. Nobody can stop us. The Constitution is giving such a type of right to the individuals where we can express ourselves. But sometimes if you look at some of the people, especially in the political system, they will criticize each other. They will criticize each other, and one political party will start criticizing other political party. That is also permitted, but with certain restrictions. Meaning, whatever I am going to talk to you now, under Article number 19, enough freedom has been given to each individual for speech and expression, but with reasonable restrictions. What do you mean by these reasonable restrictions? Imagine a situation, permission will be given to the people to speak anything. That is the right to do speech. Permission is given to the people to express anything. Sometimes they may be using certain derogatory words. Sometimes they may be using unparliamentary words and filthy words. Obviously, this will hurt the other persons or other section of the society or other community in the country, which is not at all acceptable. If other person or other section or other community gets hurt, definitely that will lead to the disturbances in the society. That is the reason why Constitution has deliberately made that each individual, every citizen of India has every right to have the speech and expression. but with reasonable restrictions. If the reasonable restrictions are not imposed, that will become a threat to the nation. Highest importance should be given to the security of the nation and the security of the people. That is the reason why the Constitution has deliberately put some reasonable restrictions. That's the reason whenever somebody crosses a limit while criticizing others, or while he is expressing his opinion against others, that is punishable under the legal system, that is a punishable crime. Hopefully, I'm clear. But when I'm using the words right to speech and expression, speech in the sense it is in the oral format. A person is using the words very much permitted, there is no issue. When it comes to the freedom of expression, that is the right to expression. Expression may be in any format, like writing the articles in the newspaper or in the magazines. Through that, a person is expressing himself. Or sometimes you will also come across with certain things called cartoons. And these cartoons are present in various newspapers. Each day we can see. That is also a mechanism of expression, very much permitted by the Constitution. But again, it should be under the limitations. That is the reason it is called the reasonable restrictions. Sometime back, if you remember this one, when one of the important persons in Maharashtra, when Bal Thackeray passed away, during that time, the people in Maharashtra, they have closed the shutters on their own. That is a mark of respect that is given by the people of Maharashtra, especially in Mumbai, towards the departed leader. But during the time, two girls they have shared their view through the social media. When one girl said, "Why entire Maharashtra should be set, should be closed just because of one person," and she posted it, and the other friend she liked the post. So during the time, the people who belong to the Shiva Sena party, so they have attacked the clinic of the relatives of these girls. Later, these two girls have been booked and they have been arrested. So during that time, there was a widespread criticism that came into the picture. Does it not come under the freedom of expression? So during that time, the central government also entered into the picture. Then they made it very, very clear there is nothing, any violation of any right to speech or expression. That's the reason why later the cases against these two girls have been withdrawn and they have been let free. So this is how the Constitution has to be interpreted. And finally, if you still have any doubts with respect to whether certain things are coming under the freedom of expression or not, the ultimate authority to decide is the Supreme Court of India. Am I clear? So that's the reason. So even in the newspaper, you will see some cartoon shows, and sometimes in the television channels also you will see the cartoon shows. There is nothing wrong against anything as long as it is within the limits. But once anybody crosses the limits, that is considered to be a punishable offense. That is the meaning of Article 19, Clause 1, Subclause A. Right? Let me open the document for the second right that is present under Article number 19. Look at this. I have given something here. Freedom of expression means the right to express one's opinion by words of mouth, writing, printing, picture, or in any other format. Meaning, apart from these words, some other mechanisms are also there for expressing in any format that is also very much permitted by the Constitution. Okay. Now, if you go to the second one, Article 19, Clause 1, Subclause B. Look at this. Right to assemble peacefully and without arms. What do you mean by this? Now, the people, whenever I am using the word assembly, the people are coming together The people are sitting together for discussing any things. So maybe the political party meeting, or sometimes students unions will come together, sometimes the labor unions will come together, sometimes employees unions will come together, or drivers association auto unions will come together, sometimes the farmers will come together, sometimes the business people will come together, meaning these are the different people coming from various corners of the city or the state or from the country, because there is a common problem for them. They wanted to handle the situation, they wanted to handle the problem collectively. For that reason, what will happen, they will come together, they will sit together at one place, and that place is called the assembly. Constitution is permitting the people to gather together, to assemble together, but the condition is that without arms. Meaning, if anybody wants to possess any arm, license has to be taken from the concerned authority. Without a valid license, if anybody is possessing the weapon, that is a crime. That's the reason sometimes you'll see when the people from different corners of the state or the country will are coming together to gather in the form of assembly, the police people, they will go for the thorough searching. And during this search, if the police come across with any person who is possessing arms illegally, immediately the person will be detained. Possessing arms, illegal arms, will be always leading to the threat, and this may lead to unnecessary disturbances in the society. That is the reason why these type of activities are not permitted. Constitution permitted for the assembly, and that assembly should be the peaceful assembly, and that peaceful assembly should be without arms. Kindly remember, when I am using the word arms, it is nothing but weapons. Am I clear? Next, I am going to the next point. Have a look at this. Right to form associations. Again, this is also very much permitted by the Constitution. What do you mean by this right to form associations? When I'm using the word association, group of people coming together for achieving the common objective. That is the basic meaning of the association. Instead of using the word association, sometimes some people will be using the word organization or union or group, anything and everything. Simple concept, if different people are coming together means they have a common purpose. For example, here we have formed an association. That is the reason why different people from across the country, we are sitting together and we are discussing certain things. And if you look at your objective and my objective, our objective is the same. Our objective is same. Meaning, you wanted to achieve certain things with the government service, and the person who is sitting here also contributing for the same thing. And whenever any organization is formed, association is formed, they should have a common purpose, and that common purpose should be the welfare of the people of the country. Very, very, very important. Without objective, there is no association. And an association can be formed under the Constitution of India with an objective, and that objective should be always towards the welfare of the people. For example, look at this one. We have so many political parties in the country. Each political party has been established, and they have taken the permission well in advance from the Election Commission of India. And once the Election Commission recognizes it as a political party, they can start performing the activities which are related to the political parties. Look at each political party, it will come out with an agenda of serving the people of the country. This is the basic idea. Because their objective is towards the welfare of the people, that is very much permitted. Similarly, Students will come together to form into an union. They are coming together to achieve their desired goal. So it's a mechanism to put a pressure on the government of the day so that they can achieve the desired goal. And this particular goal is not for a single person. That is going to benefit all the people who are gathering together. That is the reason why it is very much permitted, but again with the reasonable restrictions. If anybody forms an association with any intention of creating terror in the society or creating any disturbance in the society, formation of such type of associations are not permitted. If any such association is formed, the government will suppress it with war foot. That's the reason if you look at some of the terrorist groups, some of the Naxalites groups, they are banned by the government. It is because their intentions are different. They are not working in terms of the welfare of the people, but because of their activities, unnecessary tension is being created in the society. It is the responsibility of the state to protect the interest of the people. It is a responsibility of the government of the day to protect the interest of the nation. That is the reason why such type of organizations are not permitted to continue. Am I clear? So that is the meaning of the formation of association. It is a fundamental right under the Constitution of India, under Article number 19, but with reasonable restrictions. Am I clear? Next one. We'll try to see the next one here. Now look at this. The right to move freely throughout the territory of India. What is the meaning of this? Right to move freely throughout the territory of India. We are all the citizens of India and we have the single citizenship. Because we are living in a common country, we have every right to move from north to south or east to west. Hence, nobody can stop us. Nobody can stop us from going from any corner of the country to the other corner of the country. Permission is not at all required. That is the meaning of the right to move freely throughout the territory of India. But sometimes what will happen, because of the security of the nation, certain restrictions are imposed by the government. You might have seen certain times that is called during untoward incidents, sometimes that will happen in the country. During the time, the government will clamp something called curfew. Curfew is a mechanism that is used by the government to restore the normalcy. Because the situations are really disturbing, the people are fighting among themselves, or some terror has been created in the society because of some reason, it takes some time for the government to restore the normalcy. During that time, the government can take the whole situation to control and it can declare something called the curfew. If it is curfew, people are asked not to go out. They are asked to stay within their houses. So that if any antisocial element comes out, it becomes easy for the government to handle the situation. It becomes easy for the police to handle the situation. But if an innocent person goes out during that time, because the government does not know and the police also do not know, because of the situation of that time, by taking that into consideration, that person may be seen as an antisocial element and anything may happen to that person. That is the reason why it is always better a person to follow the directions that are given by the state. State always makes the laws and the laws are meant for the welfare of the people, and the dignity of the individual will be protected once the every individual follows the laws. For example, here sometimes we'll see certain areas are declared as no parking areas, no parking zones. And during that time, what will happen? Sometimes some people, because they are in a hurry or because of some other reason, they deliberately park the vehicle over there, expecting that within 1 minute or 2 minutes or 5 minutes they are coming back. That is also considered to be the violation of the rules. During the time, the traffic police personnel will come and penalize the person who parked the vehicle in a wrong place, who parked the vehicle in the no parking zone. Whose mistake is this? If the vehicle is parked in the parking zone, nothing will happen. By paying some amount to the concerned authorities, will be utilizing that space and nobody will penalize. But because of any reason, if it is parked in a wrong manner, wrong place, then obviously the person will be penalized. Whose mistake is this? The mistake lies with the person who parked the vehicle in the no parking zone. Am I clear? That's the reason why let it be any law, let it be any law that is created by the state, that should be respected. If any citizen feels that any particular law is violating our fundamental right, then what should be done? We can always approach the judiciary, and the judiciary comes into the picture. Meaning is simple. In order to protect our rights, we always have the right to approach the judiciary. That is the basic meaning. Am I clear? Now let's take the oath from today that we'll be respecting all the laws that are present in the country. Maybe parking the vehicle here or any other law, every law has to be respected by the citizens. Once we start respecting each and every law that is present in the country, obviously the disputes will be very, very less in number. Hopefully, I'm clear. Let's do it from now onwards. Right? Now, let me open the document. Look at this. Right to reside and settle in any part of the territory of India. What do you mean by this? Since we are the citizens of India, we have every right to reside and settle in any part of the territory of India, because we are not the citizens of a particular state. We are the citizens of India. Maybe because of our parents living in a particular area, a person might have taken birth in one of the states. But in whatever the state a person has taken birth, he is the citizen of India, and we don't have a dual citizenship to categorize this person as a citizen of so and so state. That is the reason we are very much permitted to reside and settle in any part of the territory of India. Sometimes here, sometime back you might have seen some people from the northeastern areas. It's very frequent it will happen. Kindly follow this news whenever it appears in the newspaper. Some people who are living in the northeastern area, they travel towards other parts of the nation, maybe in the South India, maybe in the North India, anywhere. And for the sake of their livelihood, they will come there, they will settle there, and they will reside there, they will start working. But sometimes, unfortunately, the regional concepts are coming into picture and unnecessary disturbances are taking place. If you remember, sometime back, similar type of disturbance has been taken place in some of the South Indian states. And this is against some people who came from the northeastern region of the nation. And that was an unnecessary panic that was created among the people who came from the northeastern region. They were forced to leave. They were forced to leave. This is South Indian states during that time, maybe in Bangalore, maybe in Hyderabad, maybe in Chennai. And unnecessary panic has been created. During that time, if you remember, the governments, the government of Karnataka and the government of these northeastern states and the Director General of Police from Karnataka and Assam, they came together, they gave the statements saying that India is our country, you have the right to stay here, Constitution is giving the protection, we will provide you the protection. So these are the assurances that are given by the government. Like these assurances must be given. So this will educate the people. At the same time, the state should also punish the people who will create such type of terror. This is how the government is expected to function. But otherwise, we have every right to reside and settle in any part of the country, but with reasonable restrictions. Sometimes certain areas are designated as the tribal areas. And for when it comes to those areas, these areas are meant only for the tribals. That is the reason if any other person wants to reside or settle, or if any person wants to take over that particular land which has been allocated for the tribals, that is considered to be violation of the constitution. And during that time, such type of people are punished. Am I clear? Now, let me open the document again. Once again, I'll show it to you. Now, look at this. To practice any profession or to carry any occupation, trade, or business, that is very much permitted. Anybody has every right to practice any profession or to carry on any occupation, trade, or business. What do you mean by this? Previously, if you look at this one, some people they used to take up only those professions that were practiced by their parents or forefathers. So today that is not the situation. The constitution is guaranteeing the people that you can practice any profession or you can carry on any trade or you can carry on any business. That is very much permitted by the constitution. But again, there is a restriction on this. The restriction is that whatever the profession a person is practicing or whatever the business or any other activity is performing, that should not harm the society. Without harming the society, if anybody practices any profession, then obviously that is considered to be very much within the limits of the Constitution of India and it is very much permitted to carry on. So these are the rights that are available under the article number 19. Now look at this. Look at this, the next one. Last one we have right to acquire, hold and dispose of property. It was also present in the article number 19, but later it has been deleted through the 44th amendments, meaning the right to freedom under article number 19, it was guaranteeing seven rights, but out of these seven, one has been deleted and we are enjoying the six rights under article number 19. Okay, whatever I told you just now, that is very, very important for the examination point of view. Kindly follow this particular article number 19. Look at this, I have some points here. On November 20th, 2012, the Maharashtra police have arrested two women, Shahin and her friend, for tweeting in Facebook for the expression of their opinion after the demise of Shiva Sena leader Bal Thackeray. This was objected many as a violation of Article 19, Class 1, Subclass A of the Indian Constitution, meaning that was considered to be a over enthusiasm on the part of the Maharashtra police, and there was lots of criticism. Central government had to interfere, and the central government has interfered, and accordingly, these people, these two women, have been released immediately. And the cases that were present against them, they have also been withdrawn. This is how the state has come to the rescue of these two women. If the state is acting, that is well and good. If the state does not act, the citizens will have every right to approach the judiciary, that is the Supreme Court of India or the High Court of any state. So during that time, the court will give the verdict. And whatever the verdict that is given by the highest judiciary, the Supreme Court, that will become the final, and the state will obey the orders. Am I clear? Kindly see here. So now the time is 5:30. We will have one more session today that will be exactly at 12 o'clock. 12 to 1 we'll have a session today. I am forced to stop the class now because I need to go out to take a class. So it takes some time for me to travel. That class begins at 6:30. That's the reason I'll stop the class now. But kindly meet me at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. From 12 to 1 we'll have a session. And during that session I'll tell you, if you are free, kindly attend the class during that time. Otherwise, by evening at any time you can watch the video. Okay, so but this is the time I need to stop it, expecting that we'll be meeting again at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. And tomorrow also I have the same schedule. Hence again tomorrow morning we'll have class from 5 to 5:30, and again we'll have one more session later in the later day. Okay, so thank you so much for being with me this morning. See you at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Thank you so much.